Hey guys, it's Maximus Mark. Just a quick update. iTunes has gone all retarded on me. Basically blocked my channel. Not blocked my channel, just my channel has disappeared. I'm working on why. I've contacted them to see why exactly iTunes have blocked Maximus Radio. But for those of you who are still wanting my podcasts, you can absolutely download them. Here is the full list. As you can see, there's Johnny Bowden, Demartini, Dr. Bruce Jones, Randy Roach, Mark Schaus, myself, Joey Emert, T.S. Wiley, Leah Keith, Dr. Artavani. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. The man on gluten himself, Dr. Tom O'Brien, Janet Kane. Again, obviously, there's over 25 podcasts that I've done, but just to show you guys how it actually works, if you're wanting to download it directly from the site, if you just click on the link, as you can see here, it will take you directly through. Now, as I've said, the iTunes isn't working, so if you click that, it will say something like, this podcast is no longer available in Australia. It actually is. You can copy and paste that link, so if you even just click on that link, it should come up in another browser. For some people it doesn't work, which is fine. The other thing you could do is right click and press save link as, which you'll then be downloading directly from my website. So save link as, and then you just save that directly to your desktop. See, I've got it here on my desktop. I just save that directly to my desktop, and then as you can see here, it's now downloading. It's 21 meg. It'll download directly to my desktop, in which case I will then burn it onto a CD, and then I'll listen to it in my car. So that's what I recommend with these podcasts, is that you download them onto your computer, you put them on a USB, or you put them on your iPhone, or you put them on a CD, and you listen to them when you're in driving in your car. That way you can download all that information into your brain much quicker. The other way to do it for you guys who are streaming on the web is you scroll right down to the very end. As you can see, this is the top of the site. You scroll right down to the very end, and you see this little play button here. If you click the play button, away, there I go, I'm talking right now. So,
Hey folks, it's Maximus Mark.
as you can see, you can just press the play button, and that way, you'll have access to all the podcasts on the site. You can also do the pop-up play option, which is just here. That's another way to go about doing it. But yeah, I mean, all the podcasts, I just want to let you guys, I haven't taken the podcast down. I'm not going to start charging for them or anything like that. That is, the podcasts, they're my gift to the world of nutrition. So I really want you guys to check them out, download them, do like them as well, and share them with your friends. Use this little button here, share them with your friends on Facebook. Otherwise, you can copy and paste the link and post that link, on Facebook. But that's it for me, guys. I just wanted to make this video to let you know I have not taken my iTunes channel down. They are still there, and I would absolutely love for you guys to check it out. And I'm just going to give you guys a quick plug. I'm going to give you a quick rundown, so to speak. You've got Johnny Bowden, awesome interview. Johnny Bowden's like my idol in nutrition. You've got to listen to him. Dr. John Demartini, absolutely amazing. We talk about in this interview the mind and body connection. Do your thoughts affect your health and your, I guess, performance? Does it cause you to gain weight, lose weight? It's absolutely amazing interview, and anyone who is interested in mind-body connection should definitely listen to this interview. Dr. Bruce Jones from the National Institute of Integrative Medicine. In this interview, we talk about the details of heavy metal detoxification and why heavy metal detoxification can be a problem, and also how to go about detoxing your metals and what tests to use. I did 2 podcasts with Randy Roach. The first one, which is this one here, is kind of a very big overview about nutrition's past, present, and scary future. Absolutely awesome podcast. If you're into kind of that, I guess, alternative way of looking at the world, this is definitely a podcast for you. This one is on the history of bodybuilding. So we talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger, pumping iron, basically the golden era of bodybuilding. This interview was with Mark Schaus, who's the author of Achieving Victory Over Toxic World. In this interview, we talk about toxins and his story about how he helped detoxify his own daughter. Really interesting stuff. This one here was with me. I got my good friend Chris Trio from ASN to interview me, and in this interview, we really just lay facts. It's a kind of a broad interview, how I do, what I do with female figure competitors, what I think about gluten. I just talk, basically. Check that one out. This one is with Joey Eamon, and we talk about functional testing, the differences between IgG testing, MRT leak testing. This one is with T.S. Wiley, talking all about female issues, about menopause, PCOS, explanation of E2, E4, E16, PMS symptoms and what to do about it. This one here, truthfully, is probably my favorite interview, simply because it is just so packed full of information that if a vegetarian comes to me and says eating meat is bad, I send them to this interview because she lays nothing but facts down. It's political, it's cutting edge, it's fantastic. I love this interview. If you're going to listen to some of the other, I'd probably recommend listening to the one with Johnny Bowden first if you're new to the world of nutrition. But if you want something more stimulating, do listen to this one here. This is a great interview. Dr. Artavani, author of the New Evolution Diet, obviously one of the paleo kings in the world of nutrition. Great interview. Talks a lot about a lot of different alternative stuff about not eating after training, not eating before training, intermittent fasting, heaps of different stuff in this interview, but a lot of value. A lot of value in this interview. You'd really enjoy it. This one I often get emails about because they enjoy it that much. Michael McVoy. We really cover a broad range of topics, but one of the best, he probably gives the best explanation I've ever heard about acidic versus alkalinic nutrition. So check that one out to hear that. But this is a cracker of an interview, and highly recommend this one. This one's on personal training business systems with Travis Bell. If you're a PT out there, definitely listen to this. It will give you an overview of what to do in your business. David Gillespie, author of Sweet Poison. This is basically all about sugar, insulin, and how sugar affects your appetite. Really good stuff in this one. Dr. Thomas O'Brien. Again, this is another one of my, top 5 interviews that I've ever done. Dr. Tom is the guy on gluten. Highly recommend you check out his website. But you guys probably know by now my stance on gluten. My stance on gluten is don't eat gluten. Period. You don't need it. We don't talk that much about in this interview about autoimmunity. We touch on it, but to really, maybe we'll have Dr. Tom on again to talk about autoimmune disorders and how autoimmunity actually works. I talk about that a lot in my seminars, but this interview, 100%, this is a must listen. The chick, the 4-time Miss Australia, just recently won her 4th Miss Australia title. 2-time Miss Olympia, Janet Kane, and this photo actually was taken, I think in 2009 or 2008, just when she won her first, I believe that's backstage at the all-females title, the first time she won it. Great interview. Check this interview out. You'll see even back then how it's a really interesting interview because this is before Janet really became Janet. This is before Janet won 4 Australian titles, but you could see then when she was talking about her passion of bodybuilding, just the mindset that you need to get there. So she had that mindset before she was ever a 4-time Miss Australia. So great interview for people to listen to. The unintended consequences of a low-fat diet. This is another sleeper, I guess is what you'd call it if you're an Aussie like me. Sleeper meaning you don't really know, by the title, how great this interview is. This interview is hot. This interview is fantastic. Definitely check it out. Anyone who tells me that a high-fat diet is bad for you, you should check out this interview because, Dr. Alan Watson, or I should say Alan Watson, really does a fantastic job at dispelling that myth. This one is a good introduction into podcast if you're kind of new to nutrition as well. This one's the Primal Blueprint. He worked with Mark Sisson on the Primal Blueprint book, which was a bestseller, I think, in the US and all around the world. So this is Brad Kearns. He worked on that book, and it's all about paleo nutrition. This is an interesting one. This is a cracker. This is with Josh Chereny. It's all about raw food, and when we say raw food, we're talking about raw meat, not raw vegetables. Okay, so this guy, he eats his raw meat, eats his raw eggs. Very, very interesting stuff. Do check this one out because I think a lot of minds will be blown. Marie Sevian, She's a 3-time Miss Olympia, I believe. She's won it 3 times, and great podcast just more about what Marie does, how she works with her, I guess, her mindset into competing, her mindset into nutrition, and her mindset into training, and just about her journey. And I think a lot of people will relate with Marie, as she really started weight training I believe it was in her 30s. It says here how she started at the age of 35 to win, that many titles. So real inspiring stuff there. I'm a big Weston A. Price fan, even though I don't agree with having, I guess, grains, especially for weight loss clients. But with that said, these guys do a hell of a lot of good work, tremendous amount of good work. So this is all about raw milk and raw butter, and Sally Fallon drops the truth bombs there. And finally, we have the Thyroid Show with Dr. Todd Stone, and he talks about how he treats, from a naturopathic point of view, thyroid disorders and what could possibly be linked to thyroid disorders. So again, guys, all you need to do to download any of the podcasts is click simply on the link, as you can see here. You can click on these links here. Don't use the iTunes. It's not up yet. I'm looking at getting it fixed. But again, I need to fix this one because the little podcast player is not there. I shall do that right now, but just to show you the example of what I was talking about, if you click on this, and if you see any of those things on my site and you can't download it, do send me an email because I'll be happy to help you out. But if you just click play there, again, that's the podcast. So that's what you're looking for on the site if you want to stream direct. Anyway, guys, before I forget, the other way to do it, and this one's obviously been transcribed, the other way to do it is to right click, save link as, and Bob's your uncle, save that to your computer. Anyway, guys, you can contact me at info@enterprisefitness.com.au. I look forward to seeing all of you at my next seminar. And till then, train hard, eat smart, and supplement. I said my own catchphrase wrong. How bad is that? Train hard, eat well, and supplement smart.